Everyone needs well-being, good relationship and companionship, good health, financial stability. Everyone needs true wellness.
This is another Tuesday, and you know Tuesdays for us is always a good day.
Stay hooked on the True Word Television every Tuesday.
Welcome again to the True Wellness Connections
at 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time to join Claudine Cintije.
That heartbreaking situation that you are in right now, it is just for a moment.
Elizabeth Brimoh.
Know your do's and don'ts. Then know the area you want to work on.
And many more well-equipped panelists.
Because I never see anybody that waited upon the Lord and God put to shame.
To be educated.
When you study, don't study only for one day in a week and think you've arrived.
Equipped.
No one can ever be perfect.
Nobody.
And no one can get it right all the time. We can all mess up.
Sharpened.
To be a relaxed woman is more powerful than a talkative.
And empowered towards your true wellness.
You can change yourself. You can change how you see things.
From parenting, educating, health, finances.
When you are facing one issue or the other, the whole of you is involved.
Relationships.
Every human being will face situations that they were not expecting.
Spiritual.
Jesus said to his disciples, in this world you will have tribulation, so be of good courage.
And day-to-day life matters.
Everything is all about life.
They cut across all topics to make sure you reach the goal of being well.
We talk about homes, education, we talk about children, we talk about marriage.
Different topics, different guests.
If we must deal with challenges and vulnerabilities, especially vulnerabilities, we have to deal with pain.
The True Wellness Connections, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time with Claudine Cintije and Elizabeth Brimoh.
We would be glad to have you with us
on the True Word Television. Don't dare miss an episode. This program is proudly brought to you by Nefertiti 24K Gold Soap. Jabari Design Watches. And Nefertari Beauty. Everyone needs well-being, good relationship and companionship, good health, financial stability. Everyone needs true wellness.
This is another Tuesday, and you know Tuesdays for us is always a good day.
Stay hooked on the True Word Television every Tuesday.
Welcome again to the True Wellness Connections
at 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time to join Claudine Cintije.
That heartbreaking situation that you are in right now, it is just for a moment.
Elizabeth Brimoh.
Know your do's and don'ts. Then know the area you want to work on.
And many more well-equipped panelists.
Because I never see anybody that waited upon the Lord and God put to shame.
To be educated.
When you study, don't study only for one day in a week and think you've arrived.
Equipped.
No one can ever be perfect.
Nobody.
And no one can get it right all the time. We can all mess up.
Sharpened.
To be a relaxed woman is more powerful than a talkative.
And empowered towards your true wellness.
You can change yourself. You can change how you see things.
From parenting, educating, health, finances.
When you are facing one issue or the other, the whole of you is involved.
Relationships.
Every human being will face situations that they were not expecting.
Spiritual.
Jesus said to his disciples, in this world you will have tribulation, so be of good courage.
And day-to-day life matters.
Everything is all about life.
They cut across all topics to make sure you reach the goal of being well.
We talk about homes, education, we talk about children, we talk about marriage.
Different topics, different guests.
If we must deal with challenges and vulnerabilities, especially vulnerabilities, we have to deal with pain.
The True Wellness Connections, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time, with Claudine Cintije and Elizabeth Brimoh
We would be glad to have you with us.
on the True Word Television. Don't dare miss an episode.
Hello everyone, good evening again, our respective viewers. So welcome to the True Wellness Connections. My name is Claudine Cintije. I'm so happy and excited again to join you homes and bring you again different topic that we always have every Tuesday, just to strengthen and encourage one another. And I'm glad that all of you joined us, and we just want you to share these links with your family, with your friends, so that all of us, we can be able to just learn and grow together. So I am not alone in the studio. I am with another co-host that is always here. Is not a stranger to you, to many of you. I'm just going to ask her to just send her greetings to all of you guys.
Hello everyone, this is Elizabeth Brimoh, and I'm happy to be with you this evening. We are going to have a spectacular evening because the topic is meant for every one of us. That's mom, children. So husbands, call your wives. Wives, call your husbands, call your friends and your children. Let everybody gather together before the TV and let's enjoy today's topic.
Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
these amazing introductions. Today's topic now, we are going to talk about decision making. I believe everything that we do on a daily basis is all about decision that we make. We make a decision on everyday life, and the decision making is one of things that influence many factors in our life. So the decision in making, like influence, is influenced by our cognitive biases, is influenced by our emotions, is influenced by social pressures. So we are going to be talking about how really the decision we make determine how better we're going to live this life, or how the consequences and the benefit of the decision that we make. So we are going to do like kind of a discussion style, like just gonna ask my co-host here to just one just simple question. Can you share with us the decision that you may have made in the past, and how you navigate around it, and how you came up with the final decision that you made?
Thank you so much. I'm of the belief that before you make any decision, then there is a problem. If there is no problem, then there is no need to make a decision. Now, so I'm going to use my education as an example. When I was in high school, I made the decision that I want to go to the university. This is a problem. The problem is, how can I proceed to the university? So I have to do some exams. I have to do the major JAMB exam. I did all this in order for me to be able to enter or gain that admission to the university. Now, when we are talking about marital life is a major decision that you make to say, okay, out of all the men that are coming, this is the person I choose. This is the person that I will live my life with. So we all make decision, marital decision, job-wise. When you came to Canada, maybe you came with some certificates and you say, okay, I want to look for a good job. I just don't want to do any job. I want to do a job that I will be happy with and I will find fulfillment. Then you sat yourself down and said, what are the requirements to be able to get to the job I wanted? Mm-hmm. Then you were told you have to do this, do that, you go to this school. You did all that, and that is why you are in the profession you are in. I am in the profession I am in. So what am I saying? For every decision that I've taken in life, there was a demand. Mm-hmm. There was a demand that, okay, are you going through this route or you are going somewhere else? So when that problem came, I was able to say, okay, how can I, through informations. So for every decision, there is a problem. You gather information. Gather information in order for you to be able to solve that problem. And then get people around you. Get positive people around you. The people that you keep, the friends that you keep, they can either make you or mar you. Mm-hmm. They can destroy your life, or you can progress through their words and through their help, through information that you gather from them. So.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Brimoh. Yes, as you said, decision usually comes to your mind because there is an issue, there is a situation that you want to handle. So let's talk about everyday life. People go through a lot of things that requires to make decision. We go through families raising up children. You may have a children, one child is listening, another one is not listening. You're going to have to make a decision as a parent mm-hmm. in the way that, despite the challenges that you are going through, you still have to make a sound, mind decision to remain a mother mm-hmm. as you are making decision toward whatever your kids may have done. Mm-hmm. You may be in the relationship, and the relationship is not waking you away, but there's a decision that you have to make. Yeah. You may be in the relationship, breakup, marriage. There is a decision that you have to make mm-hmm. in that area. As you said, you may be making a career choices. Yeah. You're going to have to think twice and consider your age. Yeah. Consider that, am I under my mother's roof, or do I have children already that still need my attention? Yeah. All those are the decisions that we make in everyday life. You may have a decision to make in regarding to your workplace. Mm-hmm. Sometimes things may not go in your way, but you know what? You are still a professional person. Whatever the decision you are making, you have to make sure you are making the sound-minded decision that still protect yourself and also protect your environment. Yeah. So what we are going to be discussing about is you need to be able to clarify your goal and your values when you're making decisions. Yeah. It depends. Okay, if you make a decision in the life of your kids, mm-hmm. you're going to have to be able to gather how will this decision of making of these kids affect this child emotionally, or how is this decision going to affect the child in our relationship? So the question that we want to be able to ask is, what do you want to achieve? Because many people, they make a decision without thinking twice how this decision will affect their life,
Yeah.
how the outcome will affect their life in a positive or in a negative way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So what do you think are the available option or alternative that you think people should be able to consider? Because when you are making a decision, you don't just wake up because you feel this way, because the person have made you feel this way, because your husband departed away from you, your wife departed away from you, your partner have dumped you. So what are the alternatives that people should be able to think about when they are making a decision in regarding to what is going on in their life?
Okay, thank you for that question. Now, the decision that you will make when you are single will not be the same when you are married. Because the decision you make when you are single, you are the only one. You are the only one. But when you are married, you need to think of your husband and your children. That how will this affect them? Will it affect them positively or negatively? Now, if you are the type, let me use you as an example. Okay, so when you came to Canada, you said, okay, I just don't want to do any job. I would like to be a nurse. Now, you started working towards it. Went to school, did lots and lots of exams, lots of projects. If someone asks you now, oh, I heard that nursing was easy, you will say, no, sit yourself down and let me tell you this story. Because you have a lot of story. You went through lots of things. Now, your decision was, if I can get this job, we will be able to live better. Am I right?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. We will be able to live better in this home. So, most of the time when we are taking decision, especially for married people, we don't think of ourselves alone. We put everybody into consideration. Will this affect my children positively or negatively? Or maybe I should just take a pause and wait a bit. Or let me just go for it. Now, if you make decision to be going to school, then it means there will be days that your husband or your children, they will not eat what they really wanted to eat. So there are some risks, there are some restrictions that are involved in decision making. And that is why when you are making decision, you don't rush through it.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. But what is more important is that you want to be able to know what you really want out of that decision.
You need to be sure of that.
Yeah. So does this decision you're about to make align with your value and the long-term goal? You have to know that. Because if you just decide based on your emotions, just remember emotion comes and go. Right now I can feel like shooting you because of what you just did to me. That is my emotion. But if I go ahead and decide based on how I feel right now or based on how you made me feel right now, I will make a decision that I will regret later. Yeah. So that's why we are just want to encourage people when they are making their decision, just take a moment to pause and see other available option or alternative that you can use in this decision. Because we don't want to make a decision that we are going to regret later because somebody made us feel this way, so I am going to show what I can do. Because I remember before when I wasn't really a committed Christians, you do me wrong. I don't think twice. I just don't think twice. But at this point of time, because I have values that I need to protect. Yeah. So even though you do me wrong, I may act numb. because automatically my conscience are connected to my values, and how my decision will affect the values, what I believe in, what I stand for. So that's why we are trying to invite you to think twice whenever there is any decision you want to make, regardless which area, which situation. Think twice, because that decision will represent you down the road. That decision will represent you in the presence of your children, in the presence of your neighbor, in the presence of your co-workers. So that's why we want to urge you, whenever you have to make a decision, consider what you really truly want. You consider the outcome and the long-term outcome of the decision you have made today. Because this decision you have made today will affect you in the future.
That's right.
In the positive and in the negative way. So there are some consequences and the risk that comes with the decision that we make.
Yeah.
What do you think are the factors that made people regret the decision that they have made? Because maybe they made it based on the social pressure, they made decision based on how I feel, or they made decision based on their ego, or they made the decision based on showing off. But what are the consequences that may affect people's life down the road as a decision that they made today without thinking about,
That's right.
what would come after that?
I'm going to use a 16-year-old boy as an example. This boy is from a very rich home, very rich. The father is well-to-do. The mom is well-to-do in the society. They have a very good job. Now, the father feels that by the age of 16, his son should be driving.
Okay.
He knows this son, that this guy is not patient enough, doesn't listen well, is his father. The son doesn't listen well, is not patient enough. Then he said, no, but now you should learn how to drive. Go to driving school and I'll buy a car for you. The boy went to driving school, but he wasn't really attentive. And this is a father that boasts a lot. They have only one child. The guy went to driving school. He didn't attend it fully, half-baked. Then he told his dad, I'm ready to drive. Dad bought a very good car for him, a Benz. Then the first day this guy will step inside the car, he was like, wow, I can drive at age 16. I can do this, I can do that. I'm not saying that some kids are not driving by age 16. But I'm using this example to show that for every decision that you will make, you need to think of the pros and cons of it. So this man bought a good car, gave it to the son, and the first day this son drive alone was the day he had an accident and died. Now, for this situation, who are you to blame?
Wow.
Because the dad is thinking that I'm doing my son a favor. He should know how to drive now. He should be able to drive this car successfully without even taking some time and watch. Why don't you drive with that son? Why don't you go to places with him and be sure of him that he's driving well before you proceeding? Before you making that decision that, oh, let me get a car. The boy drove and he was intoxicated and he had an accident and died. So there are some situations that if you are not careful, you will regret. ever making that decision.
Okay. So that means the decision that we make does not mean we necessarily make decision because there is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Decision is not only when there is a problem.
Yeah.
So in this situation, the intention of the parent was great.
It was good.
Like me, those who are around me, I boast, I sing every day. I can't wait to see my daughter driving. I just can't wait. She's 15 and 15 and a half. The day she's going to turn 15 and a half, I will be at the MPI just to get registered for the beginners. So it's a decision that I'm making. Is a positive decision, has nothing to do with any problem that has happened. Unfortunately, those are the unfortunate things that happen in our life that sometimes we do not really think about it. Right? Yeah. So that's why whenever we have to make a decision, we have to explore every choices, everything around us. See if there is any other alternative that can be made to make things better. Yeah. It's the same thing. We decided to buy homes. Another biggest decision that we do make, especially for us newcomers in this land, trying to fit in, is buying a home. Yeah. Okay. It's a big decision that we have to make. So when you have to make those decisions, you have to be able to explore all the possible outcome and any choices that can be there, can be available. Think about, okay, what will be the monthly payment? What will happen in this situation? That's where people comes with deciding that, when I'm having a mortgage, I'm going to have a mortgage insurance. Because there are things that happen that sometimes we do not even know how these things happen. So that's why it's very important whenever you're making any decision, positive, I would say that any decision that we make, as far as we are concerned, should be a decision that's building us up. So that's why we are encouraging you, whatever the decision, whatever the area of your life, whether you're buying a new home, a new car, whatever it is, question everything around it before you can get the final decision. Yeah. Like if you look at me, my car I'm driving is very, very old. That does not mean I cannot go there and buy another new car. Of course I can go and buy another new car. But when I have to make that decision, I have to think about my priorities. I have to think about my plan. I have to think about what can wait now, what can go now. That's what we are encouraging you whenever you have to make any decision. Don't just go by the social pressure. Everybody are driving a nice car now. Me too, I want a nice car now. No. Think twice. The truth is, that your car you are driving is just is fading away. You know that, but you have to be able to prioritize and say, okay, this is what I want to face, this one I can wait, this one I cannot wait. So that when they make a decision, you're not making a decision that you are going to regret later. And you have to also to be logical in your thinking. Yeah. Do you see that sometimes people make decisions based on how I feel?
Yeah, at a particular time.
Without thinking.
Yeah.
Have you ever made a decision? Okay. Have you ever been in the situation whereby there is a decision you want to make, and you turn around 360 about this particular decision you want to make? What do you think it make you? You want to do this, but instead of going ahead and do it, you're just turning around. At the end of the day, you act as if somebody pour a cold water on you. What do you think happened within you for you to be able to behave that way?
If I get your question right, you wanted to make a decision, then you stopped.
You are settled in the decision you want to make. It is there, but you are not moving forward with it. You are still turning around. But before you know it, you are no longer into that active mode of making the decision now.
Yeah, that is why I said for every decision you make, there is pros and cons. Which means you've weighed that if I make this decision, if I progress with this decision is going to affect me negatively. I will not be able to do what I wanted to do, or I will not be able to progress. Or, okay, if I make this decision, there are lots of positive things that will happen to me. I will be able to do this. I will be able to do that. I will be able to do this. So some people make permanent decisions based on temporary situations.
Yes, that's right. Let's say an example of that, making a decision, a permanent decision based on a temporary situation, such as some people, they go through fire in their life. We cannot ignore that.
Yeah.
Some people, they go through things that they feel like, you know what, this world have fallen on me. I don't see any other way out. And they decided to do what? To commit suicide, as an example.
Yeah.
That's a permanent decision to a temporary problem.
Yeah.
Because once you have taken your life away, you are done, you are finished. But if you could have a chance to share your opinion with somebody else about how you feel and what has affected you, what have you done, maybe somebody could show you that there's another alternative. So that's why whenever you want to make a bigger decision, it is very important that you open up to somebody. I believe no one lives without a friend, a close friend. Maybe somebody who have been going through what you are going through right now. So consider another alternative. Consider opening up to your friend. Share your project. Share your plan. And make sure somebody else have given you a second opinion. But again, everything depends on the decision that you're about to make. So always be conscious of the decision you are making to make sure that decision is not going to come back against you. Because most of the time, people have difficult to pick themselves up. When they have messed up, the next thing they think about, you know what, I better take my life away because I don't see myself coming out of this. So prevention is always better than cure. Don't make the biggest decision in your life without considering like a second opinion, or sometimes good also to go through counseling. You know, counseling is also another way that people can go and they open up about what is going on in their life and the decision that they're about to make, so that whatever they make will be a decision that will build them up. So what do you think would be like some resources and the feasibility? People need to be able to think and to consider the possibility of getting their decision, work for them.
Okay.
How do you think people can navigate that areas, or think about resources and possibility of succeeding in their decision making?
Okay. One of the major resources in life is the Bible. I cannot put it in any other number except number one. For me, the Bible is a complete book. It's full of stories. It's full of wisdom. Whatsoever you are looking for, be patient enough, search the scripture and pray. That is number one. Talking to God about the decision you want to make will go a long way. Number two, be vulnerable to someone. Be vulnerable. Don't think that you are an island or you are a mountain and you can do whatsoever you want to do. Choose someone that you can open up to. Now, Sister Claudine, this is going on. What can I do? You are seeking counsel. You are seeking advice, which will go a long way. Another thing is there are lots of groups around. They call them cell group. whatsoever you are passing through, there will be some people that have passed through it, or they are going through it presently. When you meet together and you share, again, that falls under vulnerability. And you share ideas, it will help you. Don't bottle everything in. If you know how many diseases are attached to you bottling your feelings, your pains. And you know, one woman said, most of the time is the reproductive organs that suffered most, because that is where those pains, those aches go. So share with someone, open up. Hey, if someone is making fun of you, that is his or her own business. God knows your heart. God knows that you trusted that person. That is why you are sharing with him or her. So open up, share it. Most of the time, people always say that problem shared is half solved.
Yes, 100%.
It's half solved because you decided to open up to someone. It's gone a long way. So even the problem is still there, but there will be a relief in you that, wow, thank God. That person will have shared one story or other with you, and you will have been blessed. Now, another one is listen to testimonies. Testimonies in churches, online. Listen, because people that have gone through what you are going through, you can learn one or two things from them that will help you to take a step or two further in solving that problem or that decision you want to make. So there are lots of resources. Another one is books. If you are the type that reads, look for a book that is along the decision you want to make, and that will help you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You say something very, very deep. Vulnerability is a big one. Because most of people, they are dying from inside, making the wrong choices, the wrong decision, because they refuse to be vulnerable. Because you're gonna have to understand that pride precedes the fall.
That's right.
If you are too proud for somebody else to know your problem, does not mean your problem does not exist. Anyway, your problem is there. You are doing cover up. You are covering it. You are pretending everything is going well. But trust me, before you know it, you will lose yourself. You will lose your kids. You will lose your career. You will lose your marriage. You will lose your relationship. But should you have thought about opening up to a friend, to a family, professional counselors, tell them that this is what I'm going through, this is how I feel, and this is the decision I'm about to make. It's so important to know that you have a support. So important to know you have a backup. Because even though you may be going through hell, at least you know somebody else have helped me in this area, but they could only do so much in my situation. So at that time, even though things happen not to work out in your life at the end of the day, you're not going to live a life with guiltiness. You're going to just be saying, well, I did my best, it did not work out. So it is so important to seek advice or the perspective of others in your situation. If you think you are too good to have a problem, okay, good luck. You didn't want to tell anybody going through a problem, but you never hide the smoke when there is a fire. So prevention is always better than cure. Please, let us not make decisions that we are going to regret later. Let us not make decisions that are going to affect our children in a negative way. Let us not make a decision that at the end of the day, you will not be able to be like, the prodigal son in the Bible? Made a decision based on how I feel, how I want. But this prodigal son had a special grace of God upon his life because he was able to realize that, wow, what a decision did I make? Now I've taken every belonging out of my mother's house, my parents' house. I'm struggling, I'm suffering where I am. What am I going to do? But there are few people that have that grace to come back and be humble, to say, you know what, my friend, I think I messed up with you. I didn't really mean to hurt you, but that day, I think I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. That's why I messed up with you. I'm so sorry. So we need to have a heart that is ready to apologize.
Yeah.
Because if you do not want to apologize, you are telling me that you are perfect. You are beyond apologizing, which is not true. As a human being, we are prone to mistake.
That's
and
right.
when we make a mistake, that mistake does not define who we are. It's just a part of who we are as a human being. We can make a mistake. But I am not worse than that mistake I have made. There is a better side of me and you in that mistake that you have made. So that one is so important. What do you think would be the long-term impact of the decision people make out of ignorance or out of pride, refusing to seek for counseling or help or wisdom, and end up by making a decision that they will regret later? I think I'm going to help you there. Sometimes people have to be able to think about this decision I'm making today. How will this decision affect me in the future?
Yeah. In 10 years' time, in 20 years' time. Okay. I remember when I was in high school that one of our teachers always say, sit down, study, read, do this. Some people listen and some didn't. And you know, after 2, 3, 4, 5 years of finishing high school, that time we were about to graduate to university. And some people, because they refuse to choose a right, they rather prefer to make other people laugh, make jest of someone, and do, you know, those things that they do in class that is not right. When we were about to graduate, we saw them either selling water or doing some things that was not even, it's not something to write home about. They made that decision that they are not ready to go further. They are not ready to progress. So also there are some people in this life, they don't have anywhere they are going. So you want to progress in life, you want to move forward, you need to make a decision that, will I go with this group, or will I face my business, or will I face what I'm doing? So when you sit down, and also back to our life as we are growing, at times you will see your friends doing some things that is not right according to you, according to your standard, but you just want to belong, you want to join them to do that bad thing. Inside you, there will be that spirit telling you, don't do it. It's not right. Don't take that decision. Don't go along with them. But you want to belong. You don't want to be singled out as being odd or weird. You made that peer pressure. You made that decision and you regretted it. You know, I've seen some women that is just one night stand or something. One night, they followed their friend. They weren't drinking, but their friend is the type that drinks. They joined her. They drank. From that, something else happened. Before you know it, they became pregnant. And these are ladies that have a very bright future. And because of that one decision, a lot of things happened in their life that wasn't planned.
So that's why it's so important whenever you're making decision, think about the long-term impact of the decision you're making. If this decision affects you, how did this decision will affect you in the future? Is this decision bringing a long-term satisfaction or a short-term satisfaction? So let us not ever follow the peer pressure, especially the young people that may be following us. We have so many people that are involved into drugs, are involved into drinking, are involved into bad stuff that are destroying, are giving them short-term satisfaction. You feel good about that drug and whatever the name is. I don't even know the name of those street drugs that are happening on the outside. But people get involved because of how they feel. But the feel that you have at that moment is a short-term feeling that feel great, you feel high. But before you know it, the issue is not how you feel at this moment. It's how hooked you are going to be with that drugs. And that hooked to that drug, to that alcohol will be like a chain in your neck. So when you are deciding to follow your peer pressure, to start smoking weed, to start drinking binge, start doing everything destroying you, think about you as a human being.
That's right.
Where are you taking your life? What is the benefit of what you are doing right now? It's a very short time. You are feeling good, but your body will continue to ask you for more. I want more. I want more. Because there is absolutely no satisfaction in alcohol, no satisfaction in drugs. It will give you a very short-term feeling. But if you're not careful, you need to be able to face life and handle life
Squarely.
straightforward for who you are, because you are built up with a strength to be able to face anything that you are facing through. If you're going through a breakdown, you need to be able to make a decision to say, okay, what am I going to learn from this relationship breakup? Where did I mess up before? What can I do better in my next relationship? Begin to plan moving forward. Decide how to beautify yourself. Decide how to uplift your self-esteem. Decide how you want that person who have left you to see what they have left in you. Everything you have to be consciously aware of the decision you are taking. Or you can decide to sit down and cry, oh, I didn't do nothing wrong, I was such a very good person. Yeah, that is a history, ma'am. It's a history. Whatever you were good, whatever you have done, the truth is your partner have turned the back against you. But right now you are left with decision to make. Are you going to sit down and cry the river? Or you going to sit down now, make plan on how you're going to move on in the future? So it is so important that you follow your instinct.
That's right.
You know, think about your decision you're about to make. How does it make you feel down, deep down, before you decide? Have you ever felt when you're about to make a decision and your inner you is refusing? So what do you do when you're that way? Are you gonna just be tough? I don't feel like doing this, but I'm doing it because I want to show him, I want to show her. Who are you showing? You're gonna have to be able to respect your instinct speaks better and clear than what you feel like doing that you're going to regret later.
Most of the time, if you have a check in your spirit, don't do it. Don't do it. Because if you force yourself to do it, you will regret it. So whenever you have a check, and that is intuition, it's so important. God gave that to every one of us for a purpose. So when you have that, just take a pause, take a break, go back and weigh it again. So
yeah, I like that point. Intuition. All of us, you have such a built-in. Actually, that intuition is that where we as a human being, that's why we are saying we are created in the image of God. We have some godliness in us, whether you believe it or not. That intuition, instincts in you, is just signaling to you that take a break, because this direction you are taking is just not taking you in the right place. But the problem is sometimes we don't listen to that little voice that is in us. We really don't. So that's why it's so important that we follow our instinct and then we listen. Then we decide beyond I, and then you listen to instinct. Usually, we will find that instinct gives you some peace. So we are all at the end of this discussion today. But there's one thing that we need to be able to think when you're about to make a decision. I don't care in which area, whether you're buying a house, whether you are disciplining your kids, or whether you are deciding to start a relationship, whatever you want to do. So do you ever think about, in the worst case scenario, what would be the outcome of this decision? That is something I want all of you to take home. Every time you have to make a decision, I don't care which areas you want to make a decision, let your conscience, your mind come to it. What is there? What will I do if things turn to be against me?
Yeah.
If everything went wrong, will you be able to handle the consequences? Question it. If you feel like, these consequences will be great, stop it. Pause.
Yeah.
You won't die by pausing. You don't have to make that decision. Is the risk worth the potential of the reward? Decide. Make a decision.
That's right.
That brings a positive outcome. If you need to die to yourself, to die to your feeling, to die to your ego, in order to have a positive outcome, just do it. It's all about I can do it. I am gonna show you I. So what? You know. So anyway, I don't know if you have another thing to contribute to that.
There is one comment here. It says from Pastor Ngozi. It says, don't think we make decisions only when there is problem. Even in the midst of abundance and plenty, decision making is important, and she's so right about that. We make decisions every single time in our life. You make decision to either wake up, to stand up, or you sleep on your bed. You know that when you keep on sleeping for 24 hours, no one will do your job for you. And by then, no money is coming in. You will not be able to eat it. And that is the beginning of poverty.
Yes. So if you have something to forget in our discussion today, do never, ever make a decision based on how you feel right now.
Yeah.
When things are going on and then you wake up, you feel in your head, don't just make a decision, just go for a walk.
Yeah.
After you have taken time to think about it, you know, the long term, how this the decision will affect me. After you have taken time to ask for advice for a friend or a closer person or take to counseling. After you have thought about it, how will this one impact my future, my neighbor, everything, then go ahead and make a decision. But don't just make random decision. I don't feel like this. Oh, boom, I am going. I'm doing this. But at the end of the day, you'll be like, okay. That's why when we were growing up, they told us this word in the marriage. They told us, never, ever pack your belonging and take yourself out of the marriage. It's a say that don't as a woman. Always ask the man, if you don't like me, you pack my belonging. You take me out of this house. Because once you take yourself out of the house, it's difficult to come back. It's very difficult because the other person will be like, especially men, African men, they'll be telling you, did I kick you out?
You kicked yourself.
You do not like, you go, if you want to come back, the same way not kick you out, come back. So which means this woman decided to go based on how this man made her feel at that moment. But we forgot that feeling comes and go. So that way it's better to take a glass of water and the drink and go for a walk, or come back and talk about the issue. But don't just make it random or call somebody else, say, this is how this person made me feel.
Yeah.
I am about to shoot somebody. Please come and help me. That's how it is. So thank you so much, guys, for
Joining
putting up
us
with
today.
us today. So I hope somebody really learned something.
Yes.
As every day we make decision, don't just make a decision because you feel yucky about something. Just come back to your senses, think twice, go to bed, sleep twice. Take even 3 or 4 days, 5 days about making. But don't just make a decision because somebody made you feel now. Because you may shoot somebody or you may do something, you may take a permanent decision for a little temporary problem that you could just take a deep breath and they go home, come back, talk about it, and it is over. But when you decide to insult somebody for nothing, out of our foolishness of every single day, our feeling and emotion comes and they go, you will regret it later.
Yeah.
So guys, see you again next week on Tuesday. Hopefully we're going to have another great topic to share. And feel free to share with us. If there's any topic that you want us to share about, please inbox us. Or if you want to be our guest, you have something that is burning in you that you want somebody else to know, to learn, and to grow from it. Inbox us. That's all about who we are on True Wellness Connection.
That's right.
We connect with our community. We connect with ourselves. If there is any life experience you think your testimony will help somebody else, please, we would love to host you here so that you can help us. We can help our community. You can help each other because together we are strong. Yeah. So see you again next week on Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Enjoy the evening. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
This program is proudly brought to you by Nefertiti 24K Gold Soap. Jabari Design Watches. And Nefertari Beauty. Everyone needs well-being, good relationship and companionship, good health, financial stability. Everyone need true wellness.
This is another Tuesday, and you know Tuesdays for us is always a good day.
Stay hooked on the True Word Television every Tuesday
Welcome again to the True Wellness Connections.
at 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time to join Claudine Cintije.
That heartbreaking situation that you are in right now, it is just for a moment.
Elizabeth Brimoh,
Know your do's and don'ts. Then know the area you want to work on.
and many more well-equipped panelists
Because I never see anybody that waited upon the Lord and God put to shame.
to be educated,
When you study, don't study only for one day in a week and think you've arrived.
equipped,
No one can ever be perfect.
Nobody.
And no one can get it right all the time. We can all mess up.
sharpened,
To be a relaxed woman is more powerful than a talkative.
and empowered towards your true wellness.
You can change yourself. You can change how you see things.
From parenting, educating, health, finances,
When you are facing one issue or the other, the whole of you is involved.
relationships,
Every human being will face situations that they were not expecting.
spiritual,
Jesus said to his disciples, in this world you will have tribulation, so be of good courage.
and day-to-day life matters.
Everything is all about life.
They cut across all topics to make sure you reach the goal of being well.
We talk about homes, education, we talk about children, we talk about marriage.
Different topics, different guests.
If we must deal with challenges and vulnerabilities, especially vulnerabilities, We have to deal with pain.
The True Wellness Connections, every Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Winnipeg or Central Time, with Claudine Cintije and Elizabeth Brimoh.
We will be glad to have you with us
On the True Word Television. Don't dare miss an episode. You are watching the True Word Television, spreading the true word of salvation.